Welcome everybody to another episode of the Love Approach Project podcast. This is your host Laura Gutierrez, and today we are with a wonderful human being and a dear friend of mine. Her name is Monica Andersson, and Monica is a naturopath. She is also a massage therapist and a Reiki practitioner. And today we are going to be talking about how can naturopathy help us reclaim or come back to our harmonious state. So welcome, Monica.
Thank you very much, Laura. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's so lovely to have you here.
It's lovely to be here.
So why don't we begin talking about your experience with naturopathy and how it has changed your life?
Okay. Well, how I started getting into naturopathy, I've always been interested in the body and how the body work, anatomy, physiology, and when I finished school I studied nursing and I worked for a few years as a nurse, which I absolutely loved.
Yes.
But I was always interested in more interested in how the body works and what we could, do to get well, basically.
Yeah.
And after a few years I moved to Sydney, and here I got introduced to Nature Care College.
Okay.
Where I studied my massage, which then led me into, I got more interested in nutrition and herbal medicine and all of these.
Awesome.
And how it actually got me into it, because I, since childhood, always suffered from allergies, from hay fever and asthma. Well, asthma actually since I moved to Sydney.
Okay.
And while I was studying in nature care, I was then, being treated by a naturopath there, and got introduced to herbal medicine, and it really helped me. So I could get off all my medication and all of that. So I had a really good positive experience, and I thought, well, if I can feel so well, I would really like to learn how to help others, feeling the same way.
Yes. And that's when you hear that calling, right?
Yes, definitely.
Of really sharing with others what helped you.
Yes, exactly, what helped me. And it was also not just getting rid of the symptoms. There were so many other things in the body that I sort of maybe were a bit niggly or maybe didn't work as well, but you thought that's fine.
Yeah.
But then you actually felt so much better.
Yeah.
So that's what I really thought. This is really fantastic.
Yes, and so that got you into starting.
Yep.
You finished your naturopathy.
Yes, that got me into the. Yes, I started doing my naturopathy course as well, and then started to practice and help others. That sort of, you sort of feel like you really want to help others.
Yes.
And that was just one area, I suppose, with sort of allergies and whatnot, but in all other areas of ill health, really.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So this takes me then to my next question, which is, how is naturopathy relevant in this day and age?
Yes.
As a healing modality.
Yes, a healing modality. It's a good, I think, naturopathy and its principle has always been relevant. It's been used for thousands of years, of course.
Yeah.
But I think in this particular day and age, where our lifestyles are very hectic, there's so much demands on us. It's our life is so fast. It can really cause a lot of stress within us, and we know for a fact that stress is a catalyst for a lot of ill health and a lot of problems, both physical and mental. And I think and I think as far as naturopathy comes, it can really help our own bodies to support ourselves, through these times of higher stress, higher demand, whatever. So I think it's very, very, very relevant these days. And also another thing is toxins in our environment at the moment.
Of course, yes. Which come out as a stress as well, right?
It comes as a stress as well, because every day there's so much more pollution in the air, there's pollution in the food we eat, really, as in different chemicals, toxic chemicals that the body can't quite break down and get rid of. So I think all this sort of toxic load, and in plastic and in cleaning materials and all of that, is such a toxic load also, and that is relevant today for our health, and that can also, you know, be a big catalyst for a lot of different health problems.
Of course, and so through naturopathy we can detox.
We can detox, exactly. We can help our body to detox, really.
Yes.
We just help our body to do its job of detoxing and get rid of all these things, because, you know, we have all these systems built in our body to deal with it. Say, for example, toxins, that, you know, the liver can clear it and we can get rid of it. But because it's such an enormous load now, the body struggles. The same with maybe stress.
Of course,
you know, on high demand, it's too much, so the body can't quite cope anymore by itself.
It needs some help.
Yes,
it needs some support. Help. Yes,
and I think, and so with the naturopathic principles and herbal medicine, for example, we can really, in a gentle and non-toxic way, help our bodies to function better, to do its job,
to reclaim its harmony,
its harmony.
Exactly. which is the topic of this conversation.
Yes.
And so you mentioned, Moni, you mentioned the naturopathic principles.
Yeah.
What are they, and how can they support us?
So there are a few naturopathic principles. So the first one is the healing power of nature. So the medicine we use, the herbal medicine we use, are natural. We use natural medicine, plants, roots, you know, flowers, or food. You know, the nutritional side of food, so we get actually the right nutritions, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and all of that. So that's the first principle. Then we have do no harm. You know, we don't want to harm the body in any way without treatment.
That's an interesting one.
That is an interesting one. We want to just promote health. So really, you know, stay away. We don't want to put any extra harm and extra stress in the body.
An extra load.
An extra load, exactly. No, nothing like that. We want to find and treat the actual cause to the problem, not just symptoms. Because that is the most important.
Yeah, and this is
most important.
I think this is where many people struggle, because when you go to a regular doctor, GP, then there's no really looking for the cause.
No,
it's just a symptom based.
It's a symptom based, and I mean, we can all treat the symptoms, but if we don't resolve the underlying cause, you don't get that optimal health. You don't get that complete healing to you. So it's really important, and you know, there can be a few people coming in with exactly the same symptoms nearly, but then with a thorough history taking and, you know, really talking to that person at length, you sort of find out what the underlying cause is, and then you treat that. You may, you know, treat the symptoms as well, of course, because the person wants to feel better straight away. But you definitely always look at the underlying cause.
And the cause, we can talk a little bit about here, but the unique way, the bioindividuality that we all express, right? So we're so different. So treating everybody with the same thing,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. It's not sustainable.
Yes, that's right. And that is actually another principle to treat the person as a whole. So you don't actually treat. We don't treat conditions or symptoms as such. You know, you treat the person or help. You know, treat. I don't know, but you help that person with whatever is going on for them in their life. So you always treat the whole person. You look at it from a physical point of view. You look at it, you know, from mental, emotional, and an energetic path as well, you know. Fantastic. Because that's what we are. We are a whole person, aren't we?
Yes,
so that is exactly what we have to, you know, treat.
to
and
treat.
look after.
Yes, fantastic. So all these principles, when applied, then help us come back to
exactly harmony. Come back to harmony, and also education is another principle, because it's really, really important to educate the person that, you know, sitting in front of you, to let them know how the body works, you know, educate them about food, perhaps right food choices, lifestyle choices, and why. I think that's really important, so the person then can understand and take control. Take control of their own health.
Feel empowered.
Feel very much empowered. Because I think that is also, sometimes if you're not feeling well, if something is not, you know, going right, sometimes I think we can just feel so powerless. Like, of course, you know, this is happening to me, and
you don't know what to do.
Exactly. You sort of, that's right. But this way, you know, you can take back control, and you can say, well, if I do this, I will feel much better, and I can actually improve my health. So I don't have to be dependent on anybody. So I think that's really powerful.
Oh, definitely. And I think empowerment in all levels is always going to lead us to, you know, live a healthier life and less stressed out, because actually anxiety and stress, well, mainly anxiety, is that feeling that you're losing control. Right.
Completely.
So when you come to a place where you can learn, you know, and be supported, and
exactly.
treated as well, then
I think so. And also listen
awesome.
to, you know what, because I think in this society too, we forget, you know, we never listen to people, don't listen to us properly, and I think that's really important job we have, to really listen to what the person is saying. And
so to hear behind the
you
know, how do you
behind
say
the
that?
words, between the lines.
Between the lines. That's the expression.
That's exactly right.
Awesome.
We need to do that. And then another principle is prevention, which is very strong in naturopathy. You know, to prevent. It's always easier to prevent something, ill health, than to treat something, I suppose.
And prevention is key. Right?
Prevention is key, exactly. And then if you have that education, you can prevent.
Of course.
Can't you?
Yes. Moni, I would love to ask you something that I've been very curious about, and is, I know in naturopathy you use some kind of herbal extracts or tonics. Right? And I'm just curious as to how they work in our bodies, like what makes it different from a pharmaceutical tablet, you know, that has some kind of natural component from a plant or something like that.
Yes. Well, the difference is, say the herbal medicine that we use, they are from a whole plant. Like it's used a whole plant, say maybe not the actual whole plant, but maybe a whole root, or the bark, or the leaf, or the flower system. But it's they have a lot of different active constituents, as we call them. So they are the activity that's in our body, the effects that we get from the plant, but they have more than one. So it's not like you just take one, this herb is for just these symptoms, that herb is for that. You know, it's a holistic thing. So say there's a lot of herbs, say for example, that works to help the liver to detoxify, for example. But then you have lots of other actions of that herb as well. Say some may also help more with digestion, some could maybe be more antioxidants, some, you know, all of this. So it's because we're treating the whole person, and the whole person doesn't come in with one symptom either. So you can, you know, that it has a more synergistic effect, the herbs or the actions. Holistic effect, exactly, more holistic effect in our bodies as well. And I think that's right.
And I guess also that they are like more fresh, alive, we could say.
Yes, exactly. They are sort of, they are, particularly the liquid herbs, they are made, you know, the way they make them or process them, they obviously has to extract all these active constituents, so they use alcohol, it's for it. However, it's still very you know, the vitality of the plant is still there.
It's still
You know,
there.
the energy of the
Yes.
plant and the vitality of the plant is still there as well, which, you know, within us as well, you know, we have the vitality, so it can really raise our vitality, raise our
raise our frequency.
frequencies, absolutely, and our energy in the body as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, so they work, you know, they work on the physical level, they work on the emotional, on the mental, and on the energetic level of our body. So it is a really holistic medicine, and that is what's so beautiful about it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yes.
I personally love them, and I know the taste can be a little bit of an acquired taste.
Exactly. Some may not be the best. Some taste very nice though. You know, a lot of them taste nice.
I do have to say that they taste like healing. You know, it's just.
But it's interesting. I often hear from clients, and I so love this. You know, maybe the first one they say, "God, this is awful." If they try it in the clinic before they go, it's like, "Oh my God, this is awful." And then they say, "But the funny thing," they say to me, you know, afterwards, maybe they've taken it for a week and they come back and they say to me, "It's funny. It was really awful in the beginning, but then after a few days, I was really looking forward to take it. It was like my body really wanted to take it." Yes, I said it's not difficult at all to take. So I think, you know, again, it's that intelligence of our body saying that this really feels like it's the right, you know, the right thing. Exactly, it resonates on all levels. So yeah, but everyone's not. All of them are not that terribly tasted.
Good. And so, all this is amazing, but I know that in order to have an herbal extract and all of that, people have to come and see a naturopath.
Yes.
Of course. So, if we could share with the audience something that they could start doing right now at home to, you know, to regain that harmonious state.
Yes.
What could that be? What could those suggestions be?
Well, I think it depends on what is out of alignment, so to speak. You know, but say if we go on the same theme that we've been talking about with the, you know, getting back the harmony in the body from, say, too much stress, for whatever reason in our life. I think, you know, just for people to take home, I think herbal teas, for example, you can buy that everywhere. You know, beautiful herbal tea. You want to stick to organic. Yes, you want to stick to organic.
Why is that?
Well, you don't really want to take a lot of pesticides and chemicals and things, because that will just increase that, you know, toxic load in the body. But there are beautiful teas around, and even though they're very simple, they have a fantastic effect on our body. So, you know, to calm our nervous system, you know, we use chamomile, passion flower, lemon verbena, for example, lime flower, chamomile, of course, lavender, just to mention a few. Beautiful. Withania, it's a lovely herb. So herbal teas are beautiful.
Do you have like a little recipe that you can share?
Well, I love, as you were talking about the fresh herbs. I think a very good one is the lemon and ginger. You know, fresh. You slice just fresh ginger or grate it, and you can put it together with a few slices of lemon, for example, or some mint leaves again.
What would it be that good for in particular?
Well, say if we put those three together, it would be fantastic for, say, digestion. To help digest and to help clear the liver. Ginger is also very good for circulation. So so your circulation gets better, because if your circulation is better, you obviously have more oxygen, more nutrients to all cells in the body, which is going to help you.
And I guess also one of the first parts of the body that gets stressed out is the stomach.
Is the stomach, exactly.
So digestion becomes difficult.
Digestion can become very difficult, and, you know, tight. And peppermint is beautiful for that. Ginger is beautiful for that. But otherwise, I love herbs like licorice, for example. Licorice is a beautiful adrenal tonic, and it really is sort of restoring as well. It's an antiviral, so there's a lot of things.